All right, this is the dominant top 5 T.M.I show. I'm here chilling again. We're going to run it back because the last interview was epic. But due to certain mechanical reasons with my Ultra Note phone, whatever. But I appreciate you coming back here, man. And this time we have to do it with no music because I remember you kept saying let's do it somewhere in black business. But that music, man, I tried to chop that video up and chop it up and it was just too long, but I'm gonna make shorts out of it. But yo, I appreciate you coming through, brother. You know what I'm saying? Tommy's of Kickin' Chicken, the world famous Kickin' Chicken. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I get it right and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So how you been doing today, brother?
We doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Another relaxing day out here, just chilling. You know, enjoying Pattaya for what it is.
Right.
You know, just keeping it light.
Let me ask you a question. Do you consider yourself a passport, bro?
I 100% consider myself a passport, bro.
I like that. I like that.
So nobody has really clearly defined it, which is part of the problem.
Yeah, true indeed.
So I say my definition of a passport, bro, are Western men that are either have moved or are looking to move abroad and live abroad.
Right.
You know, more like travelers and stuff like that. Those are the guys that come out for vacation and then they go back to the U.S. and they plan to live and retire in the U.S.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong with that. But on the same token, there's nothing wrong with being a passport bro and coming out and enjoying these other countries for what they are.
Right.
You know, some spots are good food destinations. Some good spots are good beach destinations. Some are good nightlife destinations. None of it should be demonized as long as it's legal.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Like in our last time we had talked, you said you don't see nothing wrong with brothers just wanting to come out here and bump and grind.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's your money, it's your wallet, you know what I'm saying? You got to answer for it.
Right.
And as long as you're doing things legally, respectfully, you know, not leaving a bad taste in people's mouth out here. I talk about reputation all the time.
Yes.
You know, it's important. We just saw in Paris where they were trying to kick the tourists out.
Really?
Yeah.
A brother?
No, it was just random tourists. It was at a
Okay.
restaurant and they was throwing water on them and stuff like that, telling them to go home. You know, if I'm not, you know, mistaken, I think there was this little back and forth in Colombia about foreigners not coming in. They've changed some of their rules since then, recently.
Damn.
So, you know, that's why it's important to keep your good name, good reputation out here.
Right. Don't be a passport Pookie or a passport Ray Ray, right?
Right.
What do you, in your terminology definition, what do you consider a passport Pookie or a passport Ray Ray? Passport Pookie, Ray Ray, whatever.
I consider, you know, and I don't limit it to race. It's just, you know, anybody who comes to these foreign countries and does things that represent themselves and their culture in a negative light.
Right.
Like I said, it's, you know what I mean. Sometimes in Rome, you got to do as the Romans do.
Right. Now listen, as far as like being in the mall and say like a loud guy or a guy that got his hat to the back or whatever, is that necessarily a Pookie or Ray Ray, or is it a guy saying he stealing from 7-Eleven, or he's being disrespectful to the Thai culture or to a taxi driver or a bot driver?
No, I wouldn't necessarily consider that just what you wear and how you represent yourself.
Because I think that's what they're doing. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that's what some of the older gentlemen are doing. I call them the Uncle Phils out here. That they're more or less judging them on just appearance alone. Because like I said, we're about the same age. Mm-hmm. We come from a hip hop generation, so you know it ain't nothing to be like, you know what I'm saying, and just be, you know, to me doing this is me. You know what I'm saying? So. I think they're just straight judging him off of, oh, look at him, pull his pants up, you know what I mean?
Right.
As opposed as how I'm conducting myself when I'm saying, hey, ma'am, miss, even though they don't do that out here, but, you know.
But also, you got to take into consideration your location and what are the cultural norms there.
Right.
You know, to be honest, in a lot of these Asian countries, the hip-hop style, the
how you doing,
swag,
sir? I'm doing a YouTube video real quick. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are
you
you?
from Oregon?
Yes.
Yeah. How you?
Oh, you're making a video.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good to see you again. I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, but you got to remember that the hip-hop style or hip-hop brand has kind of a negative reputation that comes with it.
Right, yes.
So while you're in these other foreign countries, sometimes you got people saying, oh, it's racism, they're racist. Some of it is just how you presented yourself. And that goes to anything. The way a woman dresses. people are going to perceive and treat her a certain way by how she dresses.
True.
The same thing with us. You know, out here in Pattaya, you're going to get treated different with a collared shirt on
Yes.
than with a t-shirt on.
Yes.
The t-shirt could be $1,000 t-shirt versus a $20,
That's
but it's a collared shirt. You look more presentable to them. That's more likely to, a guy that's got a job that's got something going for himself versus the hip hop look.
right.
I mean, it's cool if you go into certain clubs at night like that, but daily walking around, it's not really the best look. I think that's part of you have some conversations where they say that the black guys don't get the best women out here. And I think the way we present ourselves sometimes is part of that. Some of it is financial. Some of it is the areas we like to hang out at.
Yeah.
Some of it is just culturally, they may not be, like I said, drawn to necessarily the hip hop look, especially the women that aren't younger. You know what I mean? That the 30 years and up, they're not really high on that. Now, maybe some of the younger girls in their early 20s, they might be a little bit more comfortable with it. But then is their family going to be comfortable with it?
Right.
Because you also got to remember, when these women date
Right.
seriously, they don't date like American women. They don't think like American women
Really?
in terms of dating.
Elaborate a little more on that. Like, what? How do they date?
They think a lot more family oriented, a lot less selfish.
Right.
You got a lot of American women that it's how much you make and what kind of car you drive.
Yup. Sneakers. Job,
how you dress, and
house.
everything like that. Versus the serious women who are looking for relationships.
Yes.
They're going to think more like family. Like, so that when they're looking at you, they're trying to judge you. Is this guy going to be a good father? Would he get along with my friends and family?
Yeah.
Family in Asian culture, and this goes probably to all the Asian cultures, family is extremely important for most of the Asian cultures. So
Now, let me ask you a question, right? Because you're a married man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get along with your wife's family?
absolutely.
Have there ever been like strange requests, loans? Can you help me, Tommy?
No.
Rich American?
Anything that I've given her family has been voluntary. She had a family member pass away. We went up there for the funeral, and anything I gave, I voluntarily gave. There was no direct ask like, hey, can you help us with this? Can you help us with that? So anything I gave, I just gave out of respect for the family.
Let me ask you a question. This is just my opinion, but Pattaya's got a lot of hoes, right? A lot of women working, right? I hate to say that word in this interview, but kind of is what it is.
Yes.
And you said you have seen brothers successfully date bar girls.
Yes. So there seems to be a formula to it. The guys that I have seen successfully, they're usually retired, so they have the time. Usually older, not necessarily older, but retired.
Okay.
So I think the older part's not really as important as the time. So, in my opinion, dating the Thai women, even some of the Filipino women, they like a lot of attention, you can kind of say. So it's a lot easier if you're out here, you're retired, you're living out here, to maintain her attention.
Right.
So for me, it seems like the guys that I know that did it successfully, one, they moved the girl out of this area.
Do you think that's important?
I think that's absolutely important. Here, it's too much temptation. It's too many bad influences. Even if she wants to be a good lady, they can be easily influenced by friends and family over here too.
Really? Are these actual incidences that you heard?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like almost like Sodom and Gomorrah when she was trying to not look back and she looked back and turned into salt.
Right.
So you're saying that she gets the itch if you keep her in Pattaya?
Yeah, it's definitely That's
Damn.
definitely like. So like I said, the ones that I know that were successful, they usually took the woman up north somewhere, maybe back to her village or to another area, had a house built, and maybe had a kid or two out there, and they're just kind of living their life out there. Kids going to school, doing normal stuff. They're not in this area. People got to realize that this area is a special area, no different than like Vegas or Miami. It doesn't
South
really
Beach.
represent the whole country.
Right.
Now you may meet people from all over, but when you go back to the areas that they live, it's not going to be like that.
Because all the girls that I kick it with on Soy 6, I told you when I came here, I hit Soy 6 hard, baby. I had an agenda going over there, man. I was trying to prove a point. But a lot of the girls that I spoke to were saying like, they were telling me like, okay, those girls over there, they don't mess with the black guys. Those, okay, this girl has a boyfriend, that girl has a boyfriend, but you'll catch them on their phone on a video with a guy. So it's like, I get it. Like, okay, they're in the business of meeting men.
Yes.
Men are in the business of meeting women.
Yes.
So you can kind of put two and two together. She's beautiful, she's soft, everything is nice. So you kind of figure a relationship can, somehow spark. You know what I'm saying? So, but to make a long story short, a lot of the girls told me that they do date Americans or date Frank. Yeah. So
I really thought, I know a lot of people want to say, oh, this or that. A lot of these girls really honestly don't care. Very few of them really care when it comes to foreigner. Either you're a Thai man or you're a foreign man.
as long as you take care of it, right?
Very few of them are like, well, I don't date black guys or I don't date white guys, or they don't really think like that. It's who's taking care of them.
Right.
That's what they're looking for. And your color, that's why I say I think they date smarter, because they're looking more at your character.
Yeah.
Can she trust you? You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that.
I always say once you dumb them down, where you're like, just kick it. Keep all that, pumping and grinding and twerking and all that. And kick it to me, give it to me real. That's when you can find you talking on a human level. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys too in this community involved. That's why I said you important, brother. You got an important voice because you traveler, you're a military dude, and you have a business. So you fit a lot of criteria. That's why I told you, you gotta start extending your hand. You gotta get out. You gotta get out here, brother. We need your help.
Yeah,
you gotta enlist. There's a war going on, brother. We need your help.
Oh man, nah, I'm trying to lay back. I'm trying to fall back, man. I've pushed my hand out multiple times, many times. Anybody who knows me knows I'm going to reach the hand out, but it's only so many times you're going to get your hand slapped before you realize.
True.
I'm gonna stop sticking it out there.
Like I said, y'all go to Tommy Kick It Chicken, man. Great dude. Get a lot of advice. Let me ask you a question. You think dudes are ashamed of dating a woman that works at a bar girl?
Yes.
I would listen. I would not call my mother's sister, who's alive, whatever. I speak to on a regular basis, and say, "Hey, I'm dating a bar girl." But I say I met a nice girl. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot of it. It's kind of no different than dating a stripper in the U.S.
Yeah, facts. That's a great
kind
point.
of the same stigma that goes with that, and just like I wouldn't advise that. Can it work? It absolutely can work, but is that your greatest chance of having a successful relationship?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of that same thing. I'm pretty sure there's probably multiple girls on Soy 6 right now. If you took them out the club, you dusted her up, you cleaned her up, you took her out of here, you gave her a decent place to live, she don't have to worry about food, where her next meal coming from, and she can live comfortable, I'm sure that you can make it work.
Okay. And you said you do know brothers that made it work.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But like I said, to me, it seems like there's a formula of getting them away from here, but also at the same time not too close to their family also.
Right.
But getting them in a place where they can be comfortable, they're away from all the stress and drama and BS that goes on here in Pattaya, and they're taking care of her. There's a certain level that you're going to need to make sure that you financially take care of her. You know what I mean? Now, depending on the woman, it may be different things. She may just be cool with you putting a roof over her head, and then she's going to take care of everything in the house.
Or they got kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if they got kids, you might have to, you might have to pay for the school or something.
Right.
Which ain't going to be too much.
Hey, that's cheap, right? That's cheap.
Depending on, if she's going to a local school, you might be paying $200 a year. If she's going to a private school, maybe $1,000 for the year.
Yeah.
Around about that. So, and I don't, people make a big deal about the money part. You got to take care of any woman financially.
But I'd rather do that here than the States.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, there's a big video that just came out with a Turkish German woman, where she's talking about kind of the same thing, where if you take care of a woman in the U.S., they kind of just take it as like, oh, you're a man, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Versus here, you take care of a girl here, it's appreciated.
Right.
When you date the women out here that are looking to date you, they will try to find ways to make your life easier.
Right.
To take care of you better.
Right.
If she notices certain habits you have, maybe that, you get up in the morning and you like your coffee, with 2 cubes of sugar. She's getting up at 5:30, making that coffee for me.
Right, they take care of you.
You know, one of the things I love about my wife, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wake up to that fresh squeezed orange juice, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? First thing in the morning, that shit hit right.
Yeah. How long you been married for?
We've been married, it's just a little over a year now.
Okay. But you've been around, like, with her for a couple years?
I've known her since 2017. We kind of just recently started, I'm going to say recently, but we just started dating. We were friends for a while.
Okay, that's usually how it works.
Right.
You know, you kick it with them, you know.
Yeah. She was a friend of a friend, you know, type of deal, and I met her going out, and we just kind of stayed cool. We kind of stayed friends.
Right.
You know, pandemic hit. We
was you living out here during that time?
No. I was, which is the reason why I wasn't even looking for a girlfriend at the time.
Right.
Because I was still working in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Oh, damn. Okay. I think, in my opinion, it happens organically. People always ask, like, yo, how does it happen? How do you end up dating like, one of these girls? And it'd be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think it starts from, like, you know what? I like this girl.
It starts with the treatment, and that's one of the big things that I forgot the lady's name, but she's going viral right now for something saying that she was kind of saying like black women aren't competition in terms of dating.
Right.
And when she broke it down, what it really came down to was the treatment. And I've been telling people that for a while. So you take American men that are not used to getting treated very well in the dating aspect, and then you put them out here, you put them in Germany, you put them in these foreign countries where women have a joy in taking care of their man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She likes seeing you fulfilled. She likes seeing you laid back on the couch with your full belly, you know, from a meal that she cooked. That brings them joy. That brings them happiness. That makes them feel good that, oh, I know I took care of my man.
Right.
So when you give a guy that's not been treated very well, and he may even think he's been treated very well, but then when he comes abroad, it's a whole different level of treatment. So it's very easy to get sucked into it.
Let me ask you a question. You ever seen any of the other YouTubers? I don't want to just say white, but they white, man. But like Pattaya Buzzin' or Buzzin' Pattaya. There's a couple guys, but they just have horror stories, nightmare stories between the bar girl and the guy when they sucked their bank accounts dry. That they sold both houses, pension, 401k, military. Everything is going at like 65, 61, and then, you know, whatever occurs after that, whatever, they end up going back to the country or whatever. But have you heard of any of the stories? Are there like any horror stories that you heard where just dudes just lost their mind and just...
Yeah, there's plenty of horror stories. I think that some of the guys that had those horror stories, they were, you know, self-deleting themselves because they were older. You know, they didn't have no way to go back to their country to make money.
Not experienced with women?
I think, I don't know, coming out here, it's not, I don't think it really matters if you're experienced with women. Are you experienced with this culture of women?
Yeah.
I think you can have all the experience in another country with certain type of women, but then when you come here, it's different. It's a different flow, it's a different vibe, it's a different conversation, it's different expectations.
Yeah.
It's a different religion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, so I'm not really for the guys. It's like, oh, you need game and all that kind of stuff because every area you go to, something's gonna be different.
I think you need some kind of, you know, like you know, some kind of experience with women to be like, hey man, like, you know, I like I told this a couple chicks that I, you know, was talking to out here, seeing them or whatever, still talk to them. But we went to Walker Street, went to a bar. You know, she liked to dance and, you know, whatever. I felt she was getting a little too, you know, comfortable, you know, moving around. And I'm not from the South, but my peoples is from the South. Shout out to everybody in the South, whatever. But like I said, you know, our grandparents, your grandparents, are very strict on their women. Yeah. Like, so I was looking at her like, you know, unless we're gonna remix this and you're gonna go with him. You know, I understand the situation. Plus, I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. Like, I paid the bar fine. We got along, but she worked in the bar. Yeah. So we out, we drinking, we bar hopping, we having a great time. I don't want to get that twisted. We had a great night, and she's a dancer. So I'm not getting out there. You know, we ain't doing the electric slide. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, you go ahead and dance. I thought she was getting a little too close. So I was like, yo, I sent a message like, you can go with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you can go with him and keep it, so, oh, no. And then, she sat by my side the whole night. So I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever.
That's good. You set a limit.
Yeah.
I think that's part of where the problem, where you hear those horror stories where you got guys, and this is where you kind of have a great point about you need to have some experience with women.
So,
I kind of more compared, you need to have an awareness.
yes.
So you can kind of see if she's genuine, if she's really genuine into you, or she's not. Some guys confuse all the great treatment with that she's into you. And guys end up rushing because they're not used to getting this kind of treatment.
Facts.
And they rush, and then they end up in a bad situation where she was really just with you because you were a good time.
Right.
She had no intentions of being a long term. And that's why I said most of these women that want to be with you, that like you, that's really trying to be on your team, she's going to show you. You know what I mean? She's going to be coming by cleaning your place. She's going to be,
Yes.
Getting you a beer out the fridge. She's going to be trying to make herself valuable to your life. If she sees that you got to work at, I don't know, you got to get up at 2 a.m. to do some IT job or something, she's going to be help preparing something for you. You know what I mean? It might be something as simple as putting a pillow in your chair.
Yeah.
She might be getting you a Coke ready. I don't know. But she's going to figure out where she can make herself valuable to in your life.
Right.
So I think guys, we're kind of used to in the States where we chase a woman. That's kind of been ingrained in us.
Yeah.
You start to see younger guys now pulling back, not doing it as much, but our generation was always like, you pursue a woman.
Right.
Here, it's a little different. The woman that likes you, she's going to pursue you, basically.
You ever heard the expression where they say, no, don't get the girls that you like, get the girls that want you?
Right.
Something like that?
Right. And I like it here because the girls here, you don't have to play the guessing game.
Right.
It's usually very obvious when a woman likes you.
Right.
You know what I mean? When she wants to get to know you more. But like I said, sometimes where you come from, you get more attention than you're used to, and you can kind of misread that.
Right.
That's why I advise guys, take your time. If you meet a nice one, there's no need to rush out here.
Right.
There are so many women out here that honestly, if you lose her, it's really not a big deal because there's another one.
Seconds away.
And sometimes it might be one of her friends.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
You just dropped the bomb on that one.
You know what I mean? If you're a valuable guy out here, if you got, if you're a nice guy, you dress halfway decent, you got a couple dollars in your pocket, or rubies or ruples or whatever you got, if you got enough of them stacked up, friend is a thin word out here.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think the white dudes do have the better looking women? Because that's all I see when I go out. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
Okay. I think
even though there's more whites than blacks out here, 100%, and Chinese. But, walking the streets and be like, damn, that's nice. Even the older ones that are with the older white guys. You'll see a 74-year-old with a sexy-ass 45-year-old.
You remember the beach we're on. If you go out on that beach,
yes.
You'll see them early in the morning walking.
Yes, 100%.
Whatever the case may see. So, my opinion on the whole, they prefer white guys thing is, you kind of got to look at what those guys are. You know what I mean? That guy is taking care of her.
Right.
And you can't expect the same quality of woman looks-wise if you're not doing what that guy's doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like once you put one of these girls, in the passenger seat in a car, she's not trying to go back to the back of a motorbike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts. That's true. That's true.
So I think some of the guys kind of come out here with the ideology of, just because I'm black, I'm going to be able to pull them. Like, no, you still have a certain level that you got to prove yourself on. And we just, with us being still fairly new out here, we don't have the reputation. You know what I mean? The white man, he kind of has a reputation. They kind of understand him. They kind of understand what he wants, what he's looking for.
Do you think that they got more money than us? You think that might be the case?
I think that's part of it, yeah.
Damn.
But you know what I mean? But like I said, this is where I go to how we dress, how it matters. You know what I mean?
But listen, like I said the last time we talked, you see these dudes with the old school Iron Maiden ripped up shirt from '82, the ripped up Bruce Springsteen shirts, the dirty sandals, and this is definitely a type of city where you could wear you can wear the same clothes every day. No one would care. No one would care. I see it.
But is that a financial situation, or is that somebody who's actually?
No. What I'm saying is some of the white dudes that are coming up there, like I kind of like. For real, like when I'm on Soy 6, I'm more like observant. I'm like an observer. You know them dudes? I might be out of pocket now because I don't know. But in the army and all that, where you got to do that just straight there just to watch y'all, how you moving, how you doing. So I'm really like that on Soy 6, where I'm just like sitting there with a beer, like looking around. I peeped how the dudes move. You know, and one of the things I had stopped was the mama son just throw a chick on me, and she has no intentions of liking me. She has no intentions of me bar finding her. They just want you to get a chick so you can buy her a drink so the girl can get paid.
Right.
So I stopped that and be like, I talked to him real quick and be like, you like Pumpuni?
Yeah.
Pumpuni? You like fat? You like, you know what I mean? Or you like the brother? Let's roll. If I'm gonna buy you a drink and everything, I want also the opportunity to take you out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna keep it 100. Maybe they're gonna go crazy on this, all the guys in the community. But if I bar front them early, we go out. We don't just go back and boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I go right. You know, we go to a bar, get loose a little bit, spend. You know, shit. At least the drinks are cheaper when I'm buying her drinks. There ain't no lady drinks when you take them outside the bar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that's really the connection that I make, because, like I said, when I go back home and I go to the local bar, like there's a new bar around my way that brother started going to, right? The older dudes, whatever, dudes that I know. And you go there, and the happy hour drinks are $6. So you see a girl, you kicking it with her, or you talk to her, yeah. Manhattan is like 12 happy hour. Yeah. And the other time I give it there, it's like 16, 17. But I always gotta say to myself, you know how much you saving being over here? Yeah. So people complain about the lady drinks. It's 160 baht. Now you in business, how much is 160 baht?
That's like $5.
$5.
About $5.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you save money, because I just think there's this big stigma in our community. That's why I said we need you to strap up, brother. We need you to get that, you know, get in the fight, because there's a stigma where they're like, you know, because brothers now is starting to tell the truth. Brothers, to be honest, I was really the first one in the game on a camera saying, I came here to date women, and if it's the possibility of if I meet these type of women, I'm in Sasua, they're women of the night, I'm dating them. If I like her, I'm the only one that came out and said that. Like, I am dating her. I'm the only one that did that. That's what I'm saying. There's a stigma in the league, I think, where brothers downplay it and they hide and they lie and they say, "Oh, you know, nah, I don't do that." I just bring them in the room. We have gymnastics, what I call sex. We have gymnastics. Then I kick her out. And you know, ain't everybody doing that.
So yeah, you know.
You've seen a few tears in a few brothers' eyes crying over talking about a woman, right?
Not necessarily us.
You ain't gotta say nobody's name. Don't say nobody's name. Don't say nobody's name. But I know you had a couple conflicts. You like Sam Malone. You said kicking chickens like cheers.
Yeah.
So I know you done seen a poor sorry soul come in there and be like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Ours is actually with us as black guys. I usually see more of us having a conflict with each other over a woman. Unfortunately, I've seen that in a couple different places now. I seen it when I was in Korea. I seen it when I was in Kenya. I'm pretty sure it's been here. So with us, it's not really tears; it'd be the fisticuffs.
Well, I'm talking about just a guy being hurt over a woman, not fighting over a woman. But I can see that too, though.
I don't think we really get on that type time. I think we do a pretty good job of moving on.
Right.
The one thing I will say is that we'll run our mouth, you know what I mean? Not necessarily hurting tears, but well then, you know, fuck that bitch. You know?
Yeah. The hood way.
Yeah, we kind of go more in that direction.
I kicked out. Like, no, you didn't.
You know, yeah, I'm more on the you know, if it's not working for you here, move on. It's another.
Facts.
There's too many out here
to
stress out, to whatever the case, but you'll get another one. Trust me, and the next day. And it's legitimately that easy. I mean, you got cats out here handicapped, missing arms or legs and wheelchairs, and an old girl is right behind them pushing with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's too easy. This is one of the easiest dating markets, you know, out in the world. You know, it has its trends and everything. It has, you know, certain things that the women are looking for out here. But overall, it's extremely easy, you know. And then when the guys who have trouble, you know, a lot of their complaints are very petty, are very slim, you know?
Right.
So I'd be like, you know, in comparison to what we came from, I don't see how you can complain.